I need to look more lively for a Friday afternoon. Working on some Vespid Stingwings from Warhammer 40k Kill Team. Right now I'm using an off green gray type color. It's by Reaper, the Master Series. It's a pale lichen, however you want to say that word. I mispronounce words all the time. Kind of ironic though for somebody who majored in speech therapy. So right now I'm just dropping in the colors on the wings. Hope everyone's having a great Friday so far. Nearly to the end of the week. Go us. It's kind of been a unique few days. I really like this green. It's not quite a green, and it's not quite like a gray or a mint. It's kind of right in the middle of all of those. I'll probably go in with a detail brush towards the end of the process and use like a light ivory color and hit up the spots on the pallid bone to really bring out those high places where the light hits. Don't know how long I'll be on live today. I'm kind of just doing a spur of the moment live session, so just bear with me today. Had to run some errands and whatnot. Dixie is eating at the moment, but she might come join us here shortly. Dixie, as in my Chihuahua wiener dog mix. She kind of looked up because I said her name. She was like, "What? Who? You talking to me?" Wasn't I, Dixon? Would you like to come up here and say hello to everyone? Would you like to come up here and say hello to everyone? There she is in all her glory. You know what I'm talking about, you, don't you? She loves to sit on my lap when I paint. I don't know why. It's just... And she sits so still, too. Hello there. How are you doing today? Happy Friday. If it's still Friday where you are. In my head, though, whenever I read that message, I read it as, hello there. Just in case anyone was wondering. Oh, excellent. I know sometimes I forget that people like around the world can see these live streams, and then I'm like, well, if someone's like in the UK, for instance, it's probably nearly midnight there. So, happy soon to be Saturday, right? Any projects you got going on? Hello, folks. Hope you are all having a great start to the weekend. Hello. Thank you for joining. I'm painting, so I'm having a great start to the weekend. How about you? Would you be totally opposed if I painted your ears? Just kidding. I should be painting LOL. That's me every day. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. And whenever I start my full-time job as a speech therapist, I'm going to be like so sad whenever I'm not painting all the time. Oh, excellent. The Kill Team Starter is a very fun paint. We just did that for our local game store. We painted up a box of that, and that was so fun. Is it like the original Kill Team Starter with like the Ultramarines and Plague Marines, or is it the new Tomb World box? Because there's a couple Kill Teams going on right now. Original, excellent. Also, going back to the Flames of War, what does that entail? I'm not... It sounds really cool, but I'm not totally familiar with it. Discard Combat Patrol. Ooh, excellent. Combat patrols are always fun. It's because it's got like enough models in it that you feel like you've accomplished something, but it's not so overwhelming that you don't think you can get it all done. At least in my opinion. Flamethrower has been around for years. It's a World War II miniature. Oh, okay. Is it anything like Bolt Action? I've heard of Bolt Action. My local game store has a lot of that for sale. Wow. 60s, so yeah, that's crazy. That's cray cray. But I'm impressed. I'm also happy for you because I don't even think I paint that much, but I wish I could. Look, just bigger battles, lots of tanks. It's good fun. Excellent. I'm gonna have to do some research. I put notes in my phone whenever I do like a live. I love learning from like gamers and other painters. I always make notes of things to like look into it because I always like to expand my miniature painting world knowledge. Flames of War. Flames of War. Excellent. Any gaming plans this weekend? I was invited to do a crusade, but hey, painting is some of the best medicine out there. I'm gonna disable dimmer time. So, um, coming from a speech therapy perspective, sorry, don't mind my big dogs barking. Sorry, as I was saying, from a speech therapist perspective, just from the therapy world, painting, I would recommend it even from a speech therapy perspective because painting it opens just that other part of your mind and it just lets you be creative, lets yourself be at peace, and it's just great. I do paint myself. I'd give you a shout out. Oh, excellent. Thank you so much. You're awesome. How long have you guys all been painters? Painters, gamer, any of the above? Feel free to just light up the chat with whatever information you want to share. I always like to promote these chats as like a fun and safe space to share ideas and growing as painters. Well over 30 years. If this makes you feel old, I'm not even 30 yet, so I will say you definitely have more time and experience than I do in the miniature world, but I do like to say I've been painting since 2020, right in the height of COVID, so 40 plus years. Yeah, you guys all have me beat. I figured that was the case. My partner in crime, Tom, the co-founder of like this channel kind of as a whole, he is in his mid 50s and he kind of got me into the hobby. So I would say 40, but then I would feel too damn old, so 30 it is. Hey, whatever floats your boat. Yeah, I got painting and I started painting. I mean, I would say I was about 21 when I started because I didn't know anything about it. I would paint like on canvases and stuff, but I liked it, but I always thought there was something missing. And then I was introduced to miniature painting, and then it was like a puzzle piece fit, and it like clicked into place. And I'm like, yeah, that's what the missing piece was. Because I can't draw to save my life, believe it or not. Can't draw, but like I'd paint on canvases and stuff. So like whenever I was shown like a model, I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. This is gonna be fun. And just in this short amount of time, I've painted over 1,000 models, and I do not regret it. If you could put a number on how many models you guys have painted, what do you think your number would be at? I also say 1,000 is like a rough estimate because people will ask like, well, how many miniatures have you painted? So, and because I've painted armies for people, I'm like, oh gosh, I need to do a bunch of armies. Yeah, 20,000 easy. Because I've painted a bolt action army, a Skaven army, Stormcast Eternals, Star Wars Legion, all of the factions of Star Wars Legion. Um, this Gloomspite Gits, the Age of Sigmar Goblin army. I've painted those. I've painted Necrons, Space Marines. So in your 20,000 miniatures, is there a faction that you just, of Warhammer 40k or anything that you just haven't gotten around to yet or just haven't thought about it that you're really wanting to try? Because I'm always telling people to go outside their comfort zones, try things that you didn't think you could do, or be open-minded to different techniques. Oh, okay. Is there anything out there that you absolutely refuse to paint? Oh, excellent. Thank you so much. That's super sweet of you, Forge. I love to see the love around here. Good stuff is right. Good stuff. I know, I always feel bad whenever I post like videos on YouTube or do like lives. I don't want to sound like monotonous or repetitive or redundant. But like sometimes people will go on YouTube and just simply don't subscribe or like the video. And I'm like watching it all the way through and things like that. That's how YouTube, keeps track of, how things are going and stuff. So when people don't like and subscribe, it's kind of sad because you're not credited, for the things that you get. Chuck Wagon, how's it going? Welcome back. We're having a nice chat about um, how many minis we've painted in the span of our lives and things like that. Welcome back. Welcome back. Chuck Wagon is one of the OGs. Short for original, if anyone didn't know what that meant. Okay. So, I have all of the wings painted now. I went with like that olive green. No, I lied. I'm a liar. I lied to you guys. I still have to paint this under the side of the wing. I'm going to try my best not to decapitate any today, but no promises. Do you get much chance to play Kill Team? We're actually trying to get a group started. Tom is gonna try to like orchestrate that because I'm more on the painting side of things, but I'm definitely trying to get like a fun group together because I'm more of like a skirmish type player. Are you a sub back? Absolutely. Thank you so much. Sharing the love this Friday. I love it. Let's see. I'm going to subscribe to you all. You guys are all my friends. Silver Scratch, I do believe I'm already subscribed to you. Yes, I am. Roar, I made it. Munchkin, welcome back. It's great to see everybody coming back. I love to see, it's great to see, new faces around, but it's great to see some of the OGs. Munchkin's another OG. Or so I like to think. Welcome back, welcome back. Just continue working on these Stingwings, getting the wings finished up, like just the base coat. I'm currently working on finishing off Battle Clay before I pick up Tomb World. Hey, excellent. Yeah, I heard that Tomb World is out. My local game store has it. I am maintaining self-control and not buying it yet. My game store is holding one for me. They got plenty in, but they have one because we paint for them and stuff, so they want us to paint one for them to have on display and then one for personal use. If you guys have checked out our other YouTube videos, shorts, or TikTok, one of our frequent actresses, Jamie, she's wanting to play as Necrons, but she is wanting to paint them pink. Like instead of the green, she wants it pink, and she wants them called the menopause crons because she's going through menopause, I guess. And yeah, we do commissions. It's mostly just, it's not something that we push too incredibly hard. We mostly just post videos just to share, the love and joy of the hobby. But for like people that live around us, if people are wanting things painted, we definitely do reach out and get commissions from those people. And then the money that we make from our commissions, we just put it back into the hobby. That was our goal of kind of the business aspect of it. Yeah, Pink Necron. She's already she's like halfway done with a Marine, and she's also called them the Menopause Marines. She actually asked us to make a shirt for her. It has like a Space Marine helmet on the front, like a made-up graphic or whatever, and then on the back of the shirt it says "In my menopause chapter," because like you're in the chapter of your life, but you're also in the chapter of the Marines. But anyways, she's so that's the thing about, I'm trying to get a Discord up and running. I am not very tech savvy when it comes to Discord. It's something I just simply don't understand. I'm still trying to learn though. It's so confusing, I think. So as soon as we get that up and running, I will let you all know. I will make like a post about it. I'll make a short. We'll post a video about it. We'll make sure that that it gets out and that people can be a part of it, and then get the ball rolling with that. I plan to have like different channels within the Battle Brush channel as a whole, like a page that talks about like current projects and people posting their minis that they've completed and giving each other support for our work, as well as like any miniatures tips and tricks that we can share with each other, like, hey, in case you guys didn't know, but this technique really works to get this outcome, and it's just stuff like that. I'm not making fun either. I have to confess I use large tools to hold my tear Hey, we listen and we don't judge. That's what I always like to say. Unless it's just mean and nasty and hateful, then I'll just tell you to get out. But I'm pretty laid back for the most part. And believe it or not, I actually have like a very dark, weird sense of humor. I worked in healthcare for so long. If that gives anybody any inclination of what exactly, like, I pretty much, for the most part, I'm pretty receptive to most topics and or jokes. So yeah, mean people can just take a hike. So I was thinking about giving these guys some red eyes because, why not? Red eyes are fun. They're itty bitty teeny tiny. So what I'm going to use is my Vallejo 20 Pro Modeler brush. It is made with real hair. Oh, very, very cool. I'm doing Dark Angels and Sisters of Battle right now. Lots of native filtering powder. Yeah. From my knowledge so far, actually, I can pull out. It's kind of just like a skirmish, so much smaller than 40K, and there's between 5 to 10 models per team, and each kill team comes with like a set of their own personal like you can pop these out. This advice, I must take your time painting or not. Exactly. I wish people understood that, Silver Scratch, because whenever it comes to like a commission, unless somebody has personally like tried painting before and they're like, yeah, it's not for me, but I know how long it takes, people don't really understand how much time and effort goes into painting miniatures. Like, yeah, it might be a small object, but I mean, I think you were on here before and you're like, yeah, I spent over 7 hours painting a cape or something like that. Like, it's just how much time and detail that we put into our work, and it's really meaningful to us, so we really want to make sure that it looks right, but we also want to put all of our time and effort into it. I'm gonna, because I feel like we have some new people, some OGs here today. I do my best to try to read every single message and try to comment in some capacity. I do have a tendency to overlook some messages just simply for the fact that I have horrible attention deficit. I mean, I'm talking to you guys, I'm painting, I'm kind of paying attention to the dog on my lap so she doesn't like go flying, but it's just I'm trying to keep on track everything. Commission painting burned me out for the last 6 years. I went semi-retired this year. Best thing I did, I can actually paint my own stuff now. Well, yeah. Do you read the books in Warhammer? I do not. I mean, if you count like the codexes, I guess sure, but I have like an ultimate guide. Does that count? But like other than like the codexes and like the books, like the novels, no. Honestly, the reason why is because they're so expensive. Because like the codexes you can use to like help build up your armies and points and stuff like that, but like if I'm going to read a book once and then put it to the side, I have a hard time buying a $35 book that I'm never going to pick up again. I don't know if our library has them, but that's a good comment because I might have to go check it out. Yeah. But going back to the commission painting burning you out, definitely, don't burn yourself out. The hobby is supposed to be a hobby. You're supposed to enjoy it. You're supposed to do it for fun. Never hurt yourself whenever it comes to painting miniatures. You're supposed to enjoy yourself. I do a mix of commissions and personal stuff just to go back and forth, just to kind of switch it up a little bit. I've never paid more than 20. I get paperback. Hey, that's a good idea. I should check Amazon out. I go from ADHD. So, actually, a perk of my major, I I recently graduated with my master's in speech therapy. So ADHD now, they have two types. There's attention deficit hyperactive disorder and attention deficit hypoactive. Hyperactive is when you're, running around the room in crazy circles and, you have to get that energy out. Hypoactive is because you have so much going on in your brain and it's trying to keep up with the stimuli that's around you. Your brain just shuts down. I took him. It's going to take a few months because of the way I paint that. Yeah. Hey, but you know what? If that's the way that you like, if you know how long it takes for you to paint something, it's totally fair for you to say, hey, this is what the time it takes me. You're gonna have to wait some time. Yes, Munchkin, we definitely blank out. We are in the same boat, my friend. DID. May I ask what that is? Oh, okay. All right, so yeah. I'm so happy that you have found painting, though, as your kind of outlet for that. That's great. I try not to get too philosophical in here because I know it is a miniature painting channel, but it's so hard whenever you've studied in a field for 6 years, and it's hard to kind of break that. Like, I got a master's in speech therapy, a bachelor's of science, and a minor in psychology, so I kind of tend to overanalyze things. Gotta go, see you later. Hey, Silver Scratch, thanks for hopping in for a little while. So I kind of got the red eyes going on. I know it's kind of difficult to see on the. Try not to let the. Yeah. You want to know about FOMO? Talk to this dog right here. I swear, I could be going to the doctor's office and she'll sit at the door, like, all right, aren't I coming with you? And I'm like, no. Yeah. I feel like that's, like, you're not alone at all in that situation. Like, that is just a general miniature painter problem. You are not alone, my friend. Not in the slightest. I'm really liking how these red eyes are. Ugh. Shame. Yeah. I have a lot on my. I have like a gaming like table, but it's currently like as a display for Tom's Tau, my Space Wolves, his Skaven, my Stormcast. So we got a table full, but that's not even all of them. Like, when I want to tell you I'm ashamed sometimes of little SHIT that I have around here, but I am ashamed. It is a pile of shame. Yep, my pile of shame consists of a closet and 2 more 40-gallon tubs. Yep. Yeah. Munchkin, I think we're on the same wavelength sometimes. Like, I'm like thinking things, and then you type it into the chat, and I'm like, yeah. Like, and then you are already saying it. And I'm like, well, just read my mind. But yep, the pile of shame. So I actually live next door to Tom, my partner in crime, and he was going through his closet and like pulling stuff out, and he's like, I have such a pile of shame, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah. I know, Forge and Brush. I just love to see everybody come in and just chat about, you know, anything they want to talk about. I mean, primarily miniature painting, because that's kind of, what the channel's about, but I want it to just kind of be a safe space for everybody just to come and chat and hang out. I know from experience that sometimes if you paint by yourself often, it can feel very lonely. So, like, even just like getting on here and living with you guys, it makes the hobby that much more rewarding. Bought a Space Marine indicator yesterday, but just by the price. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's awesome. I love when game stores do sales. Like, they have stuff for so long and they're like, yeah, we just got to cycle it out. Because local game stores, like Warhammer, keeps up with them pretty consistently, and they want things to cycle through. Painting while you paint is very cathartic. It's satisfying, isn't it? Essentially, it's a rhino with a bulldozer blade. Ooh, that's cool. Ooh, alright, hot topic. Subassembly or no subassembly? And why? Give me your justifications. So, painting like a whole model, like these, for instance, these models are very spread out. Wings are out, the arms are away from the body. Painting it at the model as a whole. But for instance, if you were going to do subassembly, you would cut all the pieces out of the sprue, clean them, prime them all separate, paint them, and then glue them together. That's called subassembly. I also paint as a whole, as you can see from these. There are exceptions once in a while if I have like a character piece that I'm really wanting to make it look nice, and I know I'm not going to be able to reach it once it's all glued together. I do make exceptions once in a while. But for the most part, it's whole body painting. Like my Logan Grimnar that I posted as a short, I did that one in subassembly because there were, I glued Logan to the rock and painted him on the rock, but then I did the wolves separately and then glued the wolves in at the very end because they kind of surrounded him, and I didn't have enough room to work with. Hey, that's not a bad idea, you know? When in doubt, just throw a wash on it, right? Oh, Jamie said something funny the other day because she's getting new into painting. We're trying to kind of just gradually get her into it because, you know, she's not like, she likes the hobby. Like, she likes looking at the models and stuff, but she's not all gung-ho about painting yet. And she was painting, like, her pink dragons and going in with, like, the brush, and she's like, well, can't I just dip it? And I'm like, no, that's not how that works. And then I showed her, like, how to put, like, a wash on it, and she goes again, well, can't I just dip it? And I'm like, no, again, that's not how it works. Alright, all of the eyes are dotted. I do need to do his helmet, though, so I'm probably going to do that. Oh, I need a different red. So, a little PSA just for these guys, just for funsies, because you guys have been on this Vespid journey. So with Tom's Tau Army, I've been primarily using the Reaper paint, cinnamon red, and then this for highlights. I thought for the eyes, I would do a little bit brighter, really make those eyes pop. One of the first things that Tom told me as a miniature painter, he's like, you probably won't have much fun painting things red because you have to highlight it up with orange, but red is actually fun for me to paint, really. I've painted quite a lot of red minis, and I've had a lot of fun with them. Not as difficult as I thought. But really, though, Chuck Wagon, that is such a mood. If I can't see a spot, hit it with a wash, call it good. That's so funny. Such a vibe. I feel like if I painted like a D&D mini for myself, I feel like I would totally do that. Just to, you know, get something on it, slap it on the table. Be like, enjoy your adventure, buddy. Imagine if they made like a TV show or a movie with minis that people have painted and posted on the internet, and they actually looked like that. The one I'm painting at the exact second is red. Didn't think of orange. Yeah, orange is a good way to highlight highlight red, because if I think about it from a color stance, our go-to to highlight stuff is add white to it, right? So like if I wanted to highlight the pallid bone, I would add white to pallid bone and add it to highlight it up. But if you add red and white together, you get pink, and it just doesn't look right. I mean, unless that's the look you're going for, then, you know, by all means, full steam ahead. But if you're going for more of like a, I hate to use this, but like demonic look, you know, dark red, bloody, you want to highlight up with more of like reds and things like reds and oranges, and kind of like along that scheme. Why do I keep dipping it into that red? I don't need that red at the moment. I'm done with that red. Another fun thing about doing these live streams is you guys can see the insanity that occurs whenever I paint. Like, I talk to myself on the daily. Out loud. No shame. I feel like I got really quiet. Everybody taking a nap now? We're all just in focus mode now, aren't we, Chuck Wagon? But I just made a mess, so. I had to use a drill bit to unclog my paint, and I hate doing that because then I get paint on the drill bit. I mean, I can get it out eventually, but... Hello! What do you... Oh, Simon Lewandowski? I love Tau Auxiliaries. This is the 40k Tau kill team, so... If you are a Tau fanatic, this is the live for you. What's your opinion of handles or grips? Are you talking about, like, for painting purposes? Yeah, so I actually really like these because I am kind of doing like an assembly type thing just for these. I'm not so much just because it's a bitch to constantly take them off, put them back on, and things like that. But like when I'm painting one mini and working on that sold mini, I think these are great. They also come with like bigger ones that like expand longer. So, oh, we got some orc players in here. I'm going back up, so the yeah, like the football player, like as in like the football player, or just the same name as the football player. I'm a little confused here. Robert Lewandowski. I've never heard of Robert Lewandowski. Should I? Now we got so many people in here, I'm trying to keep track of it all. Orcs are better, must collect orcs. Yeah. Hey, orcs are pretty fun. I painted a couple orcs. They're madness. I think Jamie called them Shreks. We went to a game store and we were looking at some minis, and she goes, "That looks like Shrek on steroids." And I'm like, "Oh, Jamie, you need to not say that." So are you related to this Robert Lewandowski, or just the same last name as Lewandowski? Just a coin getting? I don't follow soccer either. When you said football, I was thinking like NFL, National Football League, because I'm an NFL nut. So right now I'm doing the helmet on the leader. No, but I share his name. So, oh, that's cool. Hey, I always tell people that I meet that live kind of like around or from around my area. I always tell them, I say, "Hey, you're my cousin until we prove it otherwise." Hey, you never know. You might as well play it safe. I was always told when I was in high school, there were always people that lived in the adjacent town, and I was from that adjacent town, and they're like, "You should go out with this person. You should go out with that person." And I'm like, "Listen, they have the same last name as a lot of the cousins that I know, and there's a good chance that I'm related to one of them, so not gonna chance that." Zyman, what are your 4 armies at the moment that you're collecting? Also, have you painted them? What's So playing with those, I like to hear. Oh, crude. Excellent. Yeah. That's great. A Ron, how's it going? Thank you for organizing those accordingly. So orcs are your main. A Ron, we got another orc collector in the house. You want to tell them how you feel about prices of minis and collecting orcs? That is awesome. I'm proud of you, my friend. That's going to be a saying that I have to myself, by the way, Chuck Wagon. Just if you have any negativity towards yourself, just throw wash on it. It'll be okay. Are you? No, I am not. Also, anybody that's I always get my directions mixed up because it's like not mirrored. Anybody that's in the chat, don't forget to click the like and subscribe button. I hate having to say that, but just part of the deal of having, a YouTube channel. Sometimes that button gets forgotten, but I have faith in you, my friends. They're the 40K equivalent of that one. Oh. I will say, warning to all of you, I'm newer to Warhammer 40K and Age of Sigmar. I'm more on the painting side of things. I'm gradually learning how to play. We've done an introductory video of how to play Warhammer 40K and Sigmar. I think we actually have those videos posted if you're wanting just simple step-by-step. It's like how to play these games in 5 minutes or less or something. It's the basic bread and butter of the game. One of my friends that knows how to play Warhammer taught me the basics because I know little to nothing of actually how to play the game. I just paint it. That's usually how it goes, though, right? Yeah, this Tau army is for this kill team actually is for Tom, my partner in crime. He plays more than I do. He's actually been in the hobby for over 40 years, so longer than I've been alive. How did you guys all get into the hobby? Was there a moment where you kind of figured it out on yourself? Did you have somebody introduce you? What got you into minis? Oh, Ron, surely you can think of a time where I saw a fan made video and thought the Ultramarines looked cool. Hey, that's awesome. I was in for a while. I got one with the team since I was with people. Yeah. Warhammer can be very intimidating just for financially speaking. Time. There's a lot of things that go into it. It can be very intimidating. So, kill team's really on the rise right now, especially because people want to play more skirmish type games. Like, hey, let's throw down a board game, play for an hour or two. Kill team is more appropriate for that. population, I am going to probably be more likely to play Kill Team myself, just because, you know, miniatures are, I wish it could be my whole life, but, you know, playing a game of Kill Team for an hour or two on a Friday, Saturday night would be, you know, pretty fun. Hello, Caitlin. How are you doing? Now, did you see how happy I sounded? Great. I can hear the tone in your voice, ma'am. He plays Vespid, or do you have another favorite? So these are actually for Tom. So I mean, I assume you're talking to me. I've still not found a Kill Team yet that I've been like, yeah, I absolutely love. I did paint the Ultramarine Kill Team starter box for, you know, as a commission. Those were a lot of fun. I think they'd be fun to play as, but I don't know if I'd paint them again, just because I'm like, painted them once, let's move on to something else. But you never know. I never say never. I don't remember. We have like an Inquisitor's Kill Team, I think, over at Tom's house. He was talking about maybe painting it and just having it as like an extra team to play. I have not. And hello, Chrissy Tina. I love the orc team names. They're very entertaining. Like the Go Fasta Red. When you paint things red, they go Fasta. Or as Jamie says, they're Shreks on steroids. Or just Shreks. Also, magnetized, yeah. I understand that one. Magnetizing stuff is a pain in the buttocks. I've tried it. Do not recommend. Like, whenever I try to magnetize stuff, it's like, all I can think of is like that TikTok sound where it's like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad. You keep digging. Like, that's exactly how I feel. Just can't do it. Nope, 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 nope. It was like a trend for a while. Like, there was always like an older person and a kid. Like, people like in my generation. I call myself a kid, but not really. And it was like a trend, and it was like people doing things with their grandparents. And it's like whenever you're tired of mowing with your grandpa or something, and then they added that sound. It was real popular for a while. I don't remember what trend it was, yeah. There have been so many TikTok trends. I like to pat us on the back a little bit. You know, Battle Brush Studios is like as a whole. We did like a how to play 40K video, and that got quite a few views on TikTok. And then people started doing them. So, thoughts on Jamar Chase getting less than 10 fantasy points? Well, I'm sad that Jamar Chase didn't do more during the game, but I do not play fantasy, so it doesn't really affect me. But I'm very sorry if he is on your fantasy team, because Joe Burrow got sacked like 3 times in a row or something when playing the Browns. That was, yeah, quite disappointing. For those of you who don't know, because Aaron is a good friend of mine, I refer to him as my brother from another mother. He knows that I'm a big Bengals fan. My mom was born and raised in Cincinnati. I kind of got sucked into the Cincinnati Bengals, so here I am, a sad Bengals fan This the year 2025, and we've yet to win a Super Bowl. So I painted a Blood Bowl team like the Bengals once. It's not completely done. It's unfinished, I guess, in a box. Like the base coats are all on and stuff. I did do the wings. I know it's hard to see because of the lighting, but I did like a light green. That was the color he wanted for those, so I gave that a shot. I figured it would look a little bit more like wings once I dropped like a wash in, and those little like spots on the wings really pop. But I apologize for the lighting on those. It's kind of a hard color to see because that might be a little bit better. But just because of the light, they look really good in I mean, that's always with minis though. Like, it looks pretty cool like in person. Like, when you have it with the red, it makes the green show up a little bit better. Everyone that's in the chat, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. I've kind of made a journey out of these Vespid Stingwings. Started streaming from the beginning where I was building them, and then here we are. So I'm kind of hoping to continue it and kind of make a series out of it because I have a lot of fun, you know, meeting new people and getting to watch you guys see kind of how my process of doing things. And, you know, if you guys have recommendations or stuff in the comments, I'd be more than willing to give it a try. Maybe not now because I've dropped in so many colors, but like if I'm ever working on a model and I'm like, I'll paint what you guys tell me to, and things like that. What's your dream faction you want to play in full 40k? Well, I'm actually working on a Space Wolf army right now. I have probably 500 points worth. So, it's a work in progress. I need to make a good, decent video of the minis that I've painted so far. For that, I've done like individual videos, but I need to like show them all together. They always look better. Yes, I have Null Stormcloak or Stormbringer. I always mess up his name. And Logan Gribnar. I painted those two characters. So. Let me see. I'm gonna just bring it over to you so you can see it, just because I'm feeling, just, you know, just for funsies. I know I'm gonna have to disturb your peace, Dixie. I'm sorry. Look at her. Isn't she so relaxed and so cute? Okay. I'm always terrified that I'm gonna drop him, because this was about a 15-hour paint job. If this is the model that you're referring to, pardon me, I've been doing too much talking. Yeah, so, but yeah, this is the model that I did sub-assembly. So I took the wolves off. Well, rather, I never attached the wolves until Logan and the base were painted, and then I painted the wolves separately, and then attached them at the end. Because I really wanted to make sure that I got all the parts of the model. I probably could have done more detailing on like the like the hairs and stuff. But when you've already put like 20 hours nearly into a model, it's like you kind of have to give yourself like a stopping point. Like this is, to play 40K. It's not a contest piece. I wanted to, I was satisfied with them, so I'm like, you know what? Um, Thank you, Chuck Wagon. I'm like, you know what? I'm very satisfied with him. I've put in, countless hours. I think he's ready to hit the table. Thank you, Forge and Brush. Sorry. Here, I'll bring a couple more over just for funsies. All right. Here's Stormbringer. This was also a fun model to do. He was the first Space Wolf, I think, I painted. Oh, yeah. But there's Stormbringer. I've done edge highlighting on a lot of these, like, parts. It's just the camera washes them out, and you just can't see them very well. But work in progress, that's for sure. All right. What now? What do I need to... I'm getting distracted here. You guys are distracting me. Somebody with attention deficit. That's not fair. That's okay. I love it. Thank you, Kato. If anybody's new in the chat that I've not personally addressed, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. But most importantly, what got you into the hobby, as well as what 40K factions do you like? I have to be doing two things at once, yeah, for sure. Hold that thought. I'm going to grab a quick drink, because doing all this talking is making me want to have fits of coughing. I do not want that, so be right back. Oh, much better. And it's got my attention. I got hooked. The Tyranids are super cool. And also, if you ask Jamie, they're dinosaurs. Would you like to come here? Back on the camera, Toots? This is my little old lady that I treat like a baby. Oh, hey, did you get the Leviathan box? If that's a question directed to me, no. I have not. I've heard about it. I've seen it. I've been told to buy it. I just haven't. Are you back in front of the camera, and are you happy now? Okay. I wish I could, like, snap my fingers. No, 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 you're fine. I just, when people ask me questions, I'm gonna answer it just because I assume it's for me, but, you know, I did it. Oh, that's cool. Because I have not looked deeply into the Leviathan box, what it all is included in that? Yeah, right? This is the most you've moved since you've been on my lap. Space Marines versus... Oh, okay. Is it kind of like a mega ultra starter box? Because I know all, like, the Warhammer introductory kits come with Space Marines and Tyranids. But correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like it's just kind of a mega glorified starter box. Just for food for thought. Um, what are your go-to paint brushes for minis? Yeah, it's a super duper starter box. You get a Dreadnought, Terminators, and a bunch of Marines. Excellent. Also, something that I like to do, if I'm not on live with you guys, I love listening to audiobooks when I paint. I don't know the names of the Tyranid, but you also get a ton of those. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I love doing, like, price breakdowns. We've done a few price breakdown videos on our TikTok and YouTube. The box the box sets do seem expensive, yes, but in the grand scheme of things, if you break down what each thing costs, you get almost like $1,000 worth of product. But it's smart though. They know how to. They're definitely business people because it makes you think like you're getting a good deal, even though, you know, you're paying probably what the models are worth. They're good ways of money. Yeah, I bet. I got a little bit of red on the wing, so I'm just going back in. One of my favorite things about painting is you can make mistakes, but you can easily cover those mistakes back up with just a little bit of paint. You mentioned a drink earlier, and I had to make a latte. Hey, I wish I had a latte, dude. Dudette. Pal, amigo. I had to just grab some tea from my fridge. Just a generic gallon of tea that I put in my Stanley, but... And then, of course, you said drink, and then my throat started to get scratchy. Another nerdy thing about me. Part of my major, the degree that I got back in May, I drink liquids all the time because I know if I'm talking and my voice starts to get a little scratchy, I have to be drinking something because if not, I could do damage to my voice. Raven Guard Combat Patrol is a better place. It's pretty cool. I'm thinking about, so any, because I know these Vespids aren't going to take me too terribly much longer, going live wise. Um, I have some things that I need to work on, and I might mention these to you guys because what would you, I want, what would you rather see me paint? I have a couple dragon storm drake guards from Stormcast that I could paint for you guys. They're already assembled, and I just need to prime them, I think. Um, but I could paint those up on a live for you guys, or I could I have this box that I've not even touched yet. This is for Tom's army. I also could paint the limited store series, 200th store opening commemorative series, Captain Santos. I could paint that on a live for you guys. Just let me know in the chat what you guys would like to see me work on. I also got a Warcry team, Drilling River Blades. Well, I will say a lot of this comes from Tom. He's been a collector for over 40 years. He's been a collector for over 40 years, and he's kind of grandfathered some of these things to me. And he's like, I know you would have more time to paint these and put more time and stuff. And I'm like, well, here, I'll just paint them for you and then give them back, because that's just how, that's the perk of being in a little painting business with your partner in crime, is you do one another favors. Yeah, I'm thinking Centos might be the best way to go. Ultramarine, golden boy of Warhammer 40K. I'm thinking the same thing as you, Simon. Anyone in the chat have any objections? Did you mention the Space Wolves? I have. Well, not to paint on live. Just I was throwing some stuff out there, like new projects that I haven't, started on yet, like something that would only be worked on during lives, just to for it to be special. But I have the Tau Empire Combat Patrol type box. I have the Captain Centos commemorative series mini I could paint. Primarily, just for this live. I would only work on them while a live was on, and then you guys could see the process and how it goes and things like that. Hello, Dixon. What'd you think, huh? What'd you think of all the attention? Is everybody looking at you? I swear this dog was made for me because I have an RPG every Tuesday, and she acts like she is part of it, I swear. She'll sit up at the table our DM sits at the head of the table, and Dixie really likes him. He's a really, nice guy. She goes up to him, he puts her on his lap, and he sits and pets her. She puts her paws up on the table like she owns the place. And I'm like, what the heck is this? But then I go and grab her back, and she falls asleep on my lap. Like, she looks, when she's sitting on Zach's lap, she's like looking from person to person, like making sure they're like paying attention, I guess. I don't know. She's like in teacher mode, I swear. Ma'am, did you just lick your brush? That is for me to know and for you to not find out. Thank you, Omega Zero. Okay. I will admit, I lick my paintbrush from time to time, only because the saliva is good for the bristles of your brush. I probably do it more often than I think, but that's okay. I grew up eating Flintstone vitamins. I don't think a little bit of acrylic paint's gonna hurt. I also drink out of the nasty, like, rusted looking water fountains. I'll be all right. But thank you for the concern, though. Noticed that you noticed that. I forget that I do it, so I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I do, huh? Silly me. Anybody new that's in the chat, don't forget to like and subscribe. But most importantly, how long have you been in the miniature painting hobby, and what is your go-to Warhammer 40K or Age of Sigmar faction? I love hearing everyone's stories. Okay, the paint will change. That's actually really funny. Okay. What faction, though, would I be a part of? That's the question. The orcs, probably, with my luck. Now I'd paint my face green and just be like, ah, and I'd try to blend in. Cover my clothes, or wear red clothes, run really, really fast. Spearhead, where would say my equivalent is to it? Yeah, Spearhead is the equivalent to a combat patrol. That I do know. Jokes aside, those models look hella rad. Thank you. 40K does make good models, so. I'm painting these for Tom. He is my partner in crime in this miniature painting venture. He works full-time as a school teacher, so, school year's in full swing. I am, he wanted to get into Kill Team, so I'm doing him a favor by painting some models. And I thought, where better to do it than on a YouTube Live and let people join the journey with me and things like that. Actually, I'll show you a towel, like in the armor, and show you kind of this color scheme that he's got going on. But the Vespids, we wanted it to kind of tie in, but like not completely. Like on the box, they look like they're orange. But we thought that if they were orange and then had the red armor, the red armor, like the leader, red on orange, and then red and black guns. That would have just been too much. So, I'm sorry, Dixie. I have to disturb you. Like, for instance, this is one of the commanders. So if you can kind of see, like, the black, the red, and the dark gray color scheme kind of going on. So you kind of know, like, what's going on scheme-wise. The kill team also comes with this little, like, drone. I've yet to do anything with it because I got to prime it brown. Big red boy, yeah, you're right. I did paint Commander Farsight, but he is currently next door at Tom's house because he's done, but he, it's kind of a little display piece, so he stays at his desk. Oh, Dixie, someone says that you're very cute. Did you know that? Someone said that you're cute. Sometimes I swear she knows what I'm talking about. Thank you, Doot Doot. She appreciates the compliment, don't you? Don't you? She loves it when I sit at my painting desk because she just sits good, like, toward my desk a little bit. She loves, like, sitting on my. She's a very cozy, burrowy dog. She's a rescue, so whenever I first rescued her, I knew immediately that she was like a Chihuahua of some sort. But the longer I have her, the more I think she's like part Chihuahua, part Dachshund, because Dachshunds like to burrow, and she'll sit and like dig and dig and dig in her bed, and like try to like the inside of it. It's really cute. Sometimes I'll get into like a spot where I'm painting something and like the paint just doesn't cover it, and I'm like, what is going on? It's got paint on it already. Primer. Ooh, I have another funny thing. Well, that's not funny. Controversial statement. I am a part of a bunch of Facebook groups for miniature painting, and someone made a post or commented, and it was tagged as like a runner, like a front runner comment. Someone commented, "Don't use primer. It's just a crutch." Before I tell you my 2 cents on that, I want your guys' input on how you feel about the person saying, "I don't like primer, it's a crutch." I've got a cat that likes to burrow too. Maybe he's a kid diver in his past life. Yeah, maybe. Never know. I'm gonna repeat the comment one more time. They said, I don't like primer, it's a crutch." So far, Yoshi says I agree with him. Yeah, the person said, "Don't use primer. I don't like primer. It's a crutch." I should have asked this when I had there were a couple other miniature painting channels on here. I would have loved to hear their reactions to this take. Well, until anybody comes back, into the chat to share their thinking, I actually disagree with that statement, personally. Simply for the fact that primer is a great way for the paint to stick to the model. And I think it's just a great starting point. But to each his own, though, right? Everyone does their...
My announcement of my arrival? Ouch.
The announcement of your arrival.
The honk and the knock?
I heard the honk, but not the knock. The mysterious voice you hear in the background is Caitlin.
No, it's not. She's lying to you all.
I have not looked at airbrushes yet. I will admit, I've not looked at airbrushes, but it's on my to-do list. I don't like primer because I have ADHD and I need to change colors every few months. I mean, that's valid. That's valid. It just saves money in the long run. These master airbrush setups. I need to get on the airbrush party wagon. I really do. I know, now that Caitlin's home, Dixie's like, this isn't as interesting as I thought. Or you're just a nosy Nelly. Another thing about this dog is that everything is your business. Doesn't matter what you're doing, she's got to be involved in some way.
No matter what you're doing, Dixie has to be involved in it. What are you even talking about?
Like right now, she wants to be in whatever you're doing.
But you want her in whatever you're doing, so it works out.
Actually, she wanted to come up on my lap. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
She just likes to argue with me. It's okay. See, are you wanting to get down now? Dog. Yeah, this dog is about ready to blow this pop stand. Are you ready? If not, she'll make the jump on her own. I don't want her to do that. She has old lady spine problems. Goodbye, Dixie. See you on the flip side. Katie just walked out the door, and Dixie is going to be royally PO'd. Okay. I kind of need to see what the guns look like. The pew-pews. Red. So, I've been using this on, it's like a hemp rope color, on these models instead of like a gold color. Don't ask me why I started that way. I just did it, and then it's just... for consistency purposes, I've just continued with it, so... You know, the things you learn from looking at pictures of these things. Okay. I was right, though, on the little jetpack looking things. Or whatever you want to call them. Backpacks? I don't know. Due to needing to eat dinner here shortly, I'm probably going to finish up with this black and then probably end the live just for tonight. Um, I don't want to do it all in one sitting, just because I simply like doing these lives. I enjoy, you know, really finding an excuse to continue doing this little live series. And just the more I can do lives, the more enjoyable it is for me and hopefully you guys. Oh, thank you, Nick. Yeah, they're definitely a work in progress. I hope Tom really likes them. We're working on their little backpack looking things at the moment. Tom's primary colors are like a darker red and black with some white and light gray, dark gray intermingled. So I just started 4K this year and I love the aspect of the hobby. It is so rewarding. I wish I could tell you more about Tao. I'm sure there's other people in this chat that can, if there's any pointers when it comes to playing, but from a painting perspective, yeah, pick a color scheme you want and just go for it. But the perk of the miniature painting hobby is that it really hits all kinds of areas. Like it has the building aspect, the collecting aspect, painting, playing. I mean, it's just wonderful. Hello, Nimbus Flux. Welcome. Welcome to the chat. If you haven't already, anybody that's new to the chat, don't forget to like and subscribe for notifications of when I plan on going live in the future. Would greatly appreciate it. Right now, I'm working on a kill team of Vespid warriors for my partner in crime, Tom. Excellent. I love how many people are on here and are like, oh, I'm actively painting right now. And I'm like, I absolutely love that. Because usually if I'm not going live, I'm either live with you guys or I'm listening to like an audiobook or podcast or something. So it's great. But I will warn all of you that are new, I do have some undiagnosed ADHD going on in my life, so don't ever be offended if I don't read your comment right away or whatever. So I need to get some Vespid. They're really good in the game. Yeah. I've heard that they're really good kill team, but then you can also throw them in with your 40k army if you want. So that's kind of the thing I like about kill team is that you can either use them for kill team and just play like skirmish, or you can throw them into your army. I applaud anybody that magnetizes stuff. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad. You keep digging. I have never tried 2v2 kill team. Is anybody else? I figured somebody could relate. I like to build, but man, do I hate magnetizing. It's a massive pain in the ass. Hey, we all have to start someplace. But that's great, Nimbus. Welcome to the hobby. Wait, Nimbus Flux. Hey, I think your name sounds familiar. Have you been in these before? My one of my lives. Your username sounds familiar. Huh. Then somebody must have like Nimbus something then in their username because I swear somebody had the name Nimbus something. Or maybe I dreamt it, or maybe I'm just crazy, or maybe all of the above. Well, anyways, Nimbus Flux, welcome. Thank you for coming and checking out the channel. I love when so many people come in here and talk about their love for the hobby, what made them get into Warhammer in the first place, and whatnot. It makes me really happy because everyone's story is a little bit different. So, oh, okay, very cool. I'm not very knowledgeable about Dragon Ball Z, but the fact that you got it from that's pretty cool. And one of the great things about starting this channel um, is that I'm kind of getting the whole family involved. Like my grandma, who before would not have been caught dead in front of a camera, okay? She has been wanting to make videos with me, which I think is really, really sweet. Just because she's like, what is miniature painting? And I kind of just explained briefly like what it was and why I made the channel and just my goal of the channel. And she's like, well, if you need me for anything, just let me know. So then I started having like, I'm like, well, if you want to be in a video, and she's like, okay. And then every night now, she is like, hey, are you going to come over today and make a video? It's really sweet. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Okay, what is your favorite chaos faction? I don't know if I have one. Not out of the chaos. But it's really sweet. Oh, my dad thinks hobbies are fun things to start streaming my painting. Hey, I encourage it for anybody. If you're passionate about it, the more successful you'll be because of the effort and the time that you'll probably put into it. So. I actually had my grandma trying out some markers yesterday, so to kind of tie it into the whole miniature painting thing, I printed off some like Warhammer coloring sheets off the internet. She kept calling the Tyranid a dinosaur, but I'm like, whatever, float your boat, Grandma. I would probably say chaos adjacent. Chuck Wagon came up with the best motto that I've been repeating over and over today. The saying of the day is, when in doubt, just throw a wash on it. It'll be fine. And I promise you all, I'm going to do my best to get a Discord up and running. I might ask Tom to put that together because he's more familiar with Discord than I am. So, like, I tried to make one and I literally like lost the password and username. Like, I don't even remember. Don't forget, anybody that's in the chat, don't forget to like and subscribe. You'll keep getting notifications of when I go live. I think the plan is we're going to continue doing lives with the Vespid Stingwings, and then once these are completed, it's a Warhammer commemorative series exclusive. I'm going to paint that model on a live, and only paint it when I go live. And it's a Captain Centos model. It was the model that was available for purchase at all the Warhammer Games Workshop stores for the 200th store opening. I was able to get my hands on one, so. Gabe, welcome back, my friend. Gabe's another OG too. I have the OGs. We have Munchkin. Then we have Chuck Wagon, and then Gabe. Those are the three OGs. Commemoratives are always really, really cool because whether you keep it sealed up and you never touch it or you paint it, they are still very valuable. I'd love to have more places to share my first paint project with. And that's one of the goals of our Discord. I want to have separate channels. So, like, one that has to do with, like, painting tips and tricks. And then another channel that shows people's progress. Like, I would love to get people's pictures sent to us of what they're working on and things like that. Because to me, that's a great way for even me to learn new things. I always love asking people what their thoughts are on things. I've been always known to have a very open mind about things, and I try to, approach that, every topic every aspect of my life with that. Just because I feel like we can all learn new things once in a while. Absolutely. And even like a separate channel for like painting memes. I think that would be funny too. And then like another channel, like a fourth channel talking about like painting events that are going on that we might be attending and things like that. Um, like Adepticon, stuff like that, because I think it's important, if people feel comfortable, like if like meeting in person, I think that's also great because there's, larger YouTubers and things like, Ninjon and painters like Squidmar and thing and who like love to meet people that they've met online. Yeah, I wish that was an option. Um yeah, I definitely wish that was an option. I don't know as like a moderator, I cannot like even like allow pictures as comments. Like it's just not an option that YouTube has, but I promise you a Discord chat is in the works. So save those pictures and then as soon as we get that Discord started, um when we get the Discord up like, established and posted, I'll put it in our biography, our channel page biography. That way everybody can have access to it and then I want you to all share those pictures. YouTube communities are great. Yeah. So hold tight on those pictures for now. We will get a method to post those very soon. As in soon as like as soon as I finish this stream, I'm literally going to run over to Tom's house and we will get in the process of making that Discord happen. Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am. I use yes, ma'am, and sir all the time, and people I think are kind of shocked. Excuse me, because I don't think people of my age use that very much anymore. I think another good thing I was thinking about is so my family's very savvy, like they're cricket savvy, so we can make our own T-shirts, like just at any time. So I was hopefully gonna make like another Discord because I have them like all written down in my phone. Um, I'd love to have like somehow have like we want to make like a website eventually. It's kind of a quickly growing thing, really. Um, but I would love to have like a merchandise or swag group. Because like me personally, I love like when people all have like T-shirts and stuff that match. Just a real habit. Um, yes. look at this hair, you guys. I put it up in a bun to like get it out of my face, and it's like all on top like George Washington. Okay, sorry. Closest you can get to always been yes, sir. Ma'am. Yeah, kind of guy. Yeah, love that. I'm on final details and touches before clear coat and final assembly. Oh, so Nimbus did a sub-assembly, right? Because we were talking about this earlier. Just a weird old habit from working in bar. Yeah. Because we were talking about the difference between doing like painting a whole model like this, like the Vespid is fully assembled and I've just been painting on it, versus like just taking the pieces apart, painting them, and putting back together. That's actually a really good question. We do not have any tour dates at the moment. We are a painting commission service just based in Illinois. So we try to make it to as many shows, smaller and bigger shows, in Illinois. So like there's over in Mattoon, like the Charleston area of Eastern Illinois, we're going to be attending Eastern Illinois Con. So we will be there. If anybody lives around that area whatsoever, we will be there. We'll have some swag for sale and things like that. So I got a jet, but be back later. Take care. Hey, thanks, Munchkin. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. We're probably going to be ending it here shortly anyway, so I can go eat some dinner and, go do adult things. But yeah. But yeah, that's our plan. We try to do like little cons and comic shows, and then if we keep getting bigger, then we'll even do stuff like Adepticon and things like that. I think that would be really exciting. So yeah, if any of you guys are in the Charleston, Mattoon area on September 27th from 10 to 4, we will be hanging out at Booth Library. So yeah. So I don't think I have any last remarks. I'm gonna let these guys continue to dry. I'm probably gonna tackle the laser guns next time, and then start working on some of those details. So yeah, I think that is it. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this live, and I appreciate all the love and the comments and the support and the likes, and I just really appreciate everybody coming on here and talking, minis with me. It just makes me very, very happy to see everybody that just comes on here and has, a safe place to chat about this great, great, rewarding hobby. So I hope I see you guys all next time, and until then, take care. Keep mining or whatever you do for fun. So thanks for hopping on.